Hello and welcome to Cedar Creek, and I appreciate you listening to me today. It's a beautiful morning out here at Cedar Creek at the Homestead, and things are just looking so nice, and working in the garden some, getting ready. Stacy is to plant her flowers, and things are just looking wonderful. We're so blessed of the Lord. I'll tell you just a few minutes about what we're about, and I call this faith-based Christian homestead. And I want to tell you what that means is I believe in Jesus, and I believe you must be born again to go to heaven. I'm not going to get any specific. When I say religion, I'm talking about Christian religions. You have Methodist, Baptist, Pentecostals, Full Gospels, Presbyterian, Lutheran. The list just goes on and on and on, and I'm not concerned about that. I have friends from all of those faiths, Seventh-day Adventists, Catholics, but the main thing that I'm concerned about is that we're servants of Jesus Christ and that we live according to the Word of God. And I do that, and I'm going to tell you, I can't homestead, I can't garden, I can't ranch, I can't farm without having Jesus in my life. So some want to separate that out of their homestead, even though they're Christians. That's fine. That's whatever you want to do. There's a lot of people we watch that on YouTube that have homesteading that is Christians. I want to say something today, that there is a big movement of faith-based believers that are moving into homesteading. And I believe they're being led of the Lord to do this. I'm not sure 100% why, other than we're told in the Word of God that there be bad times would come. And so I'm not quite sure, other than we're maybe going to be here through some rough times and need this. But not only that, I get a lot of pleasure and joy and entertainment. It's good, clean entertainment. It's getting to where you can't watch TV anymore and find a decent show. We've gotten rid of our direct TV because it was so awful, the stuff that was on there. And our television mostly now is watching YouTube and stuff on Facebook that's Christian, clean, oriented fun. So, but there's a big movement to be kind of go back to homesteading. And what I think of homesteading as, that you take where you live at and you do what you can there. You plant you a little garden. You put up with food that you can. If you don't put up food, you eat on it during the summer when it's available. Some folks have chickens. We have chickens. Some raise some rabbits. Some eat their rabbits. Some just use the rabbits for fun, just to watch. They're really entertaining. We eat rabbits. I'm not ashamed of that. I believe God put all this here for our well-being. I do believe you should take care of your animals. I believe a good Christian, and the Bible tells us that a righteous man would take care of his animals, what he's on his farm. And I believe that we should do that as Christians. If you don't, something's wrong with your relationship with the Lord. So I do the best I can. Now, we get tickled because our animals are so fat. Everything that's on our place here is fat. Everything on the homestead, including myself. We eat well, and we are very blessed of the Lord. And we have to watch what, because we're so blessed, we would become so big we couldn't get in and out of the house if we weren't careful. But I love work. I love doing this type of work. I don't like all kinds of work, but I love this type of work of homesteading. I have a day job that I go do as well, and I love that. So, and I love going to church. I love serving the Lord. I love fellowshipping with like-minded believers. So that's really what our channel is about. And some have different terms for homesteading. Some folks get real, what I call extreme with it. I'm not saying that's bad. Some want to not even have electricity. They want to go back to the old-time ways. I like having electric. I could make it a few days without electricity, and I'm wanting to experiment with a little solar energy and maybe some wind energy just to see and get knowing how to do that. Maybe enough to run our freezers off of. Just I think it's neat and entertaining and exciting. But I like modern stuff. One of my aunts was raised during the rough times, and what I call rough times, when they didn't have electricity and water and didn't have any money. And I asked her a while back, because she's always talking about the good old days, and I said, Auntie, I said, would you want to go back to the good old days like you talk about, because y'all make it sound so good. And she said, well, she said, no, not really. Because she said, I enjoy the indoor plumbing and the running water. But she said there was a time when people sat on their porches and visited more, and they talked to one another, and they fellowshiped. And she said it seemed like people were just more laid back, more honest, good people. Everybody raised their gardens, and they shared food that they raised in their gardens and things. She said it just seemed like a better time years ago than it does now. And that's the kind of lifestyle I want to get back to. I got in such a rush for a while. I had another business that we got out of, and I just tell you, during that time, it seemed like I was so stressed and everything, and I owed so much money, and just a rat race. And it seems like today that's what they want to get you into, is that modern day rat race. And I don't want to be a part of that. But anyway, I love homesteading. That's a little bit what we're about, just a faith-based Christian group here trying to teach others about homesteading. I like to see what other people are doing. I love it when they share good things about what's going on in their lives, and know that we're not alone out here, and I want you to know you're not alone. And even if you're not a Christian, you're more than welcome to come along and follow. Just what we do, everything that we do is going to be family oriented. We don't use the Lord's name in vain. We're not going to use foul language on here. And we're going to do what is old-time Christian values. I believe the Word of God from beginning to the end. I call myself a full gospel person because I believe the Word of God from Genesis to Revelations. And I'm going to live that to the best that I can. I am not saying I'm perfect. I am not perfect. Don't claim to be perfect. If you are, God bless you and more power to you. But I'm striving for that. And I'm letting the Lord have control and reign in my life, and I'm letting Him mold me and shape me like a potter would a vessel that He's building. And I just appreciate you tuning in today, and may God richly bless you. And I wish you well in what you're doing in your homesteads, and keep up the good work. God bless you. Have a great day.